Namah Shivaya, Episode 20, Chapter 5, Verses 13 to 20. The freedom of being wise, being jnanis. Verse 13 tells that as karma sannyasa yogis, we have mastery over our body, mind, senses. So we are able to renounce mentally all action by knowledge. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasya. In this verse, we are called vasis, one who is self-controlled, living happily, sukham, in this nine-gated physical body, which has 9 apertures. We have 2 sockets of our eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, 1 mouth, and 2 lower apertures for rejection. Knowing that Atma performs no action, na kurvan, nor causing others to act, na karayan. It is our sense organs that are engaging themselves in their respective fields of activities. At the same time, we know without Atma, no action is possible. The fact that we are able to see is because of Atma, but Atma is not the seer. The fact that we are able to hear is because of Atma, but Atma is not the hearer. In verse 14, we are called Prabhu, self-effulgent Atma, neither creating doership nor action for anyone. Na kartrutvam, na karmani lokasya srijati, nor creating the connection with the result of our action. Na karma phala samyogam. Even indirectly, Atma is not involved in action. It is our sense organs engaging themselves in sense object. Swabhavatu pravartante. It is the nature of this body to do action. The eye sees, the ears hear, the mind thinks, the intellect decides. But as jnanis, as men of wisdom, we are free. We are free from the sense of doership. Verses 15 and 16 tells that on the other hand, when this knowledge is covered by ignorance, we are deluded. Then we think we are the doer. We think we will achieve this, we will achieve that, we will go to heaven. We superimpose all these activities on Atma, not knowing that Atma accepts neither the punyas or papas of anyone. Na date kasyachit papam na cheva sukritam vibhuho. Because Atma has no sense of enjoyership. Atma is one illuminous self that lights up our senses. That is why it is called the eye of the eye or the ear of the ear. This knowledge must be gained by removing this darkness, by removing our delusion. And Sri Krishna likens this knowledge to that of the sun. Just like the sun rises, darkness rolls away and illumines everything. In the same manner, this knowledge, Tattvamasi, we are Brahman, which is covered by ignorance, is now revealed by the Shastra to acknowledge that we are Satchit Ananda Atma, Brahman. Tesham aditya vrishñānam prakashayati tatpara, to gain absolute bliss. Verse 17 tells us, to gain this absolute bliss, there is an order. First, our intellect must be awake to this knowledge that Atma is Brahman, Tat Buddhaya. Previously, our intellect was holding on to external, physical and psychological factors like wealth and pleasure to feel secure, as our ego was feeling small and it has to be boosted up by wealth and pleasure. Now that we are awake to the knowledge of Brahman, we find that our intellect, our mind, our body are all established in Brahman alone. And number two, when we are established in Brahman, we know Brahman is Atma. Tat Atmana. Previously, we thought our body, mind, senses, our memory, our ego are our true self. But now we know it is all mithya. They depend on Atma for its existence. Atma is the only truth in this entire universe. So we establish ourselves in this one truth, that we are Satchit Ananda Atma. And number three, thereby our commitment is to Brahman alone, Tannishtha. There is no other commitment that we have to be abide to. And our knowledge is firm. Without any doubt, we know we are Satchit Ananda Brahman. And number four, being Tat Buddhaya, Tat Atmana, Tan Nishta, then we are Tat Parayana. We have achieved the goal of human birth, moksha. All our impurities get burnt by the fire of knowledge. Jnana nirduta kalmasa. Our sanchita karmas get burnt. However, our prarabdha karmas still continues. We continue living as Jivan Muktas, realized being, working out our prarabdha karmas. And when it gets fully exhausted, we drop our body and become one with Brahman. Gachanti apunar avrati. This is how we establish ourselves in Brahman, the only truth. We are Brahman. And verse 18 tells us, when we see Brahman in everything and everywhere, then we are not affected by the punyas and papas of other people, as we remain uninvolved. For example, we see Brahman in a Brahmana who is one who is established in the knowledge of Brahman. We see Brahman in a Brahmana. We are also able to see Brahman in a cow. A cow is considered to be a very active animal with some sattvic quality and more rajasic quality. We see Brahman in a cow. We also see Brahman in an elephant. An elephant is considered to be the most intelligent animal. It is tamasic, it moves very slow. So we are able to see Brahman in all those who have tamasic, rajasic or sattvic qualities. Then we are able to see Brahman in a dog. A dog is considered a very faithful animal to its master. We see Brahman in that dog. And we also be able to see Brahman in a dog eater. A dog eater is considered to be the most despicable. Yet we are able to see Brahman, because without Atma, none of all this can exist. So we don't see people according to their punyas and papas. we see them from the Atma standpoint. This is having Pandita Samadarshana. We see that one truth that is pervading everything in this universe. This is Samadarshana. Verse 19 tells us, when we see Brahman in everything and everywhere, when we are Pandita Samadarshina, we have won over this endless cycle of birth and death. Previously, we did not know that Atma, Ishvara and Brahman are one. Now we see this one truth, which is our true self. We are Satchit Ananda Atma. Thereby, all our impurities gets destroyed. We abide in Brahman alone. Nirdosham hi samam Brahma tasmat Brahmani stestitaha. We are liberated. We are Ishvara. And when we drop this physical body, there is no rebirth. We have gained the purpose of human birth. And verse 20 summarizes this section, the freedom of being wise, being jnanis. Number one, we know Brahman and we are established in Brahman. Brahmavid Brahmanistitaha. Number two, our knowledge is firm and without any delusion. Stira buddhir asam moda. And number three, we do not rejoice upon gaining that which is favorable, nor we resent gaining that which is unfavorable. Na prahrsyet priyam prapya, na dvijet prapya cha priyam. We are in fullness. We are Satchit Ananda Atma. This is the purpose of human birth. And at verse 20, we shall take a break. And next, we are going to see the difference between relative and absolute happiness. So till then, Om Namah Shivaya.